We are looking into overdose deaths in Montgomery County. According to Brightview Health, overdose deaths are falling, but addiction treatment providers caution that the progress may also make the next phase of the crisis harder to recognize. Joining me now is Camila Matthew, a clinical supervisor with Brightview Health. Thanks, Camila, so much for joining us this afternoon. So with the overdose deaths falling, does this mean that there are fewer people struggling with addiction?
Yeah, so Montgomery County's decline in overdose deaths is real progress and should be recognized. But in 2025, there were still 155 deaths, which this was 12% less than 2024 and 73% less than our 2017 peak. But it still averages 3 deaths a week. So it doesn't mean that addictions disappeared. It just means that the substances that are involved are changing, the risks are overlapping, and some people who are in danger might not recognize that they're part of the overdose crisis. Montgomery County, like I said, has made this remarkable progress, but we should view this as evidence that prevention and treatment work, not as a reason to pull back.
Meanwhile, if someone says that they do not consider themselves an opioid user, are they still at risk of an overdose?
Absolutely. The overdose related deaths in 2024, 69% of them involved fentanyl, but 39% involved cocaine, 39% involved methamphetamine, and 20% involved stimulants without opioids. There's two separate risks here. Someone can experience direct stimulant toxicity from cocaine or methamphetamine, and someone can unknowingly encounter fentanyl in a stimulant product. Both pathways can be deadly. Someone who uses cocaine occasionally or takes what they believe to be a proper amount, they probably don't carry naloxone, know the signs of an opioid overdose, or see themselves as someone who could overdose. That gap in perception is one of the big challenges that providers face now.
So what are the physical and mental health effects of using stimulants?
So stimulants don't just affect energy levels, they can damage the heart, trigger anxiety and psychosis, and dramatically affect how the brain functions. And because many stimulants now contain fentanyl, the risk of overdose is higher than many people realize. The good news is that effective treatment is available and people do recover.
Now, of course, addiction can be pretty obvious in some cases, but what are some warning signs that families might be overlooking?
So, families often know to watch for slowed breathing, blue lips, or unconsciousness associated with an opioid overdose. But a stimulant emergency might look more like an extreme cardiac, neurological, or psychiatric event. Potential warning signs could come in the form of an irregular heartbeat, severe agitation, confusion or paranoia, overheating, seizures, and stroke like symptoms. These are all potential warning signs that can commonly be overlooked.
Camila, what can people do to help their loved ones impacted by all of this?
Because fentanyl may be involved without anyone knowing it, naloxone should always be given whenever an overdose is suspected. But naloxone only reverses the opioid component. It does not treat cocaine or methamphetamine driven medical emergencies. Providing naloxone, however, can help if there is this opioid component, and it will not cause the individual physical harm if administered, even if the emergency is strictly stimulant related. And the best thing families can do, stay connected, lead with compassion instead of judgment. Address them with love and encourage treatment early. People don't have to hit rock bottom to get help, and recovery is possible with the right support.
All right, Camila Matthew, and a clinical supervisor with Brightview Health, we thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.